checking the chipper over this morning. Andrew's on the Bobcat with its reversing bleeper that sounds like a crow dying. Got a little bits of wood stuck in these grooves here, which kicks the chain out and then jams it against there when we're doing double chip sometimes. Just need to scrape that out of there and stop it. This mini Merlot must have an ever so slight water leak because every few weeks we just have to put a little bit of water in and get it up to the mark, but I don't know where it's coming from. The ignition on the chipper's been left on since Friday and it won't start, so we've got a jump pack and Boricus has done his jump leads as well. Just go and find ours to try and start it. But the batteries are completely drained and it has two huge 12 volt batteries on it. So it's going to take a while, maybe on charge, or just leave it linked up like that to get enough juice in to fire it up. I'm going to put these lights back on before someone stands on them in the workshop. Pretty easy job, just clip on. Looks well better than it did the other week. I'll try and find a picture of what it looked like the other week when I took them off. Finally got it running. Andrew's just putting them on Bobcat through his paces now to try it today. Doing some double chip, and then later on we'll pull the chipper forwards and we'll start chipping this pile. I think it looks good with its class wheels. Tell the weather's getting cooler, chip stocks are low and going out. Got a meeting now about the tractor and I've also been to see Andy that does the seed socks for us because we're going to get a big QR code printed to go on the side of the Coca-Cola truck so that when people goes past and take a picture it'll take them to the Just Giving site. That's the plan anyway. So he's got a huge printer that can print it on vinyl and then we can attach it to the Coca-Cola truck, or roller cola truck as it's now called. Just finished the Zoom meeting for the tractor run this year. Not finished with chips because it started too soon. Anyway, 6:15, so 18:15 on the 19th of December is when we're going to be leaving. Village Hall update. New soffits going on after we've got a grant. Sam's putting the final coat of lacquer on the back wheels now. Hopefully that'll be off in the morning. Wheel them in, bolt it on, drive it out, and we've now got a black 936. Someone staying at the farm has forgotten a wireless keyboard, so I'm just going to go and pick that up now and post that back to them. I'll also check out the summer barley while I'm there as well. Summer barley update. I don't think it's given up. I don't think it's changed much since we were last here. It's ripened a little bit here, but I think that's because it's got wet. It's got wet feet and died. But the middle still seems quite green. It's still stood upright with its whiskers. Reins are getting firm though, to be honest. A little bit of disease in the top there, but yeah, keep an eye on it. Maybe it might be getting cut in January now. This is the headland that we were levelling off. I think the day the drive shaft broke on the 936. It's surprising actually, it's kind of firmed up a bit, but that's probably from the rain beating it, and there's just a few wet holes left that we couldn't get at the time. But if you imagine we sort of abandoned this and we just levelled off the middle of the field and drilled it with wheat. Anyway, the other day when I come up it was raining, so we didn't get out of the car. But now I think it looks great. You can see to the line where we've drilled, see where the drills come around the bend there. And it was a little bit sticky, this headland, but it's completely green. Actually looks better with an eye than it does with the camera. Just a bit of a wheel mark there, but the rest of it is okay. And then middle of the field, lovely green lines of wheat. See where the drill must have just been coming on a little bit late here. Just a bit feathered out here, because you can see it's kind of gone that way, and then this way's perfect deep green. But yeah, a couple of yards in, we've got a field of winter wheat after the potatoes. This corrugation effect doesn't seem to be affecting it either. Was a bit worried that the water might run into the bottom and rot the seed, but it's pretty good. About 50 acres there that we managed to sneak in after the potatoes. Bill and Joe have got a field of barley just the other side of the road from where my car's parked. Go and have a look at that, because that looks really good as well. That was drilled, I don't know, week before this perhaps. The plan for this sort of headland up to the road this like, I don't know, 24 metre strip perhaps, is if it comes dry enough, we'll drill it with wheat so that we can treat the whole field the same. If not, we'll put something on it in the spring. But it's supposed to be dry now, I think, for about 10 days, and it's not that bad today, is what I thought. So we'll just keep an eye on it. There might be the odd sort of wet hole there and here that will go round, but if we can get, you know, 80% of it done, that's pretty good result, because it's 24 metres and it's quite a long field. There's probably 3 acres with nothing on. You know, if we can get it down to, you know, 1/4 of an acre with nothing on, that's even better. Just look here though, it's funny, you know, we've got some weeds and ryegrass growing. It's got a little bit of a green tinge to it from that. Anyway, that really wants spraying off as well. This field's been split in half, so this half next year, I think they're going to put potatoes on. So normally Danny would plough that for them, for the potatoes. You know, if that big plough comes, I'm going to see if Danny wants to use it, and we can plough this over with it, because it's a nice big long field. We should get some good videos of the 10-footer plough working. So we might try and see what different tractors will pull it as well. Dove Farms think I definitely need a quad track for it, and I think it will be good on a quad track. But I reckon a 724 will pull it, because we used to put a 5-footer plough on a 100 horsepower tractor. So I don't see why a 240 horsepower tractor can't pull a 10-footer plough. It'd be a good crack. On maybe even the case will do it, which might be arriving on Friday as well. Just all really depends on how much traction it can get. Some noisy seagulls there. Yeah, this is Bill and Joe's barley. I think that looks great. A little bit of a wet hole there, but that's nothing major. But yeah, it's all there. It's a lot deeper green barley. This is the field that we drilled, when was it? One Friday, I think it was, before it rained, or a Thursday, so not short, just short of 3 weeks. And you can't really see, but if you zoom in, we've got green stripes. So we've got wheat coming up. It's only small. This is the field that I sprayed last week, and we had the GPS glitch somewhere over there. Anyway, funnily enough, actually no, it might have been that down there. Bateman had told a guy from Trimble about it. Anyway, he rang me up, asked me exact time, and he says you're going to go and look back through the GPS kind of satellite data that they've got to see what caused it, whether it was something wrong with the machine or the software, or whether it was actually a global positioning satellite problem. So I thought that was nice of them. So not heard back yet anyway, but that's what they're on with. So I knew the exact time it happened because I videoed it. So it was time and date stamped, wasn't it? So that was quite handy. One of the things that you get as a benefit of doing these videos, you remember where you are, what you were doing at what time, and when you did certain operations. So we'll see what he comes back with. Sam's just buffing up the black now and polishing it with a polishing pad in the polisher, I suppose it's called. To do all the bonnet, do the sides, let the lacquer dry on the wheels, put them on, let them bake overnight. Oh, another thing is, you know when like that door's open, we can't see outside what's going on in the yard, but the heat escapes? Well, I've been talking to the guy that makes the seed socks for me, and I can get like a clear piece of thick rubber that we can, when we've got the door, we can open the door halfway, bungee cord it across the doorway, magnets across the top, so we've got like a window in the workshop, more light coming in. You see what's coming in and out the yard, but not get the draft. So he's going to knock one of them up for me, so we might try that this week as well. Andrew's been using the Bobcat all day, and he says it's really powerful, and he sort of likes it. We don't think it's quite finished as well in the cab as the Merlots, and the foam filled tyres, although you don't get punches, they do make it quite bouncy, which is a bit of a shame. But so far, it's okay. I still prefer a Merlot, I'm not going to lie, but it'd be daft not to try other things once in a while just to see what they're like. Oh yeah, and in other news, a friend of mine has got a wagon in Ipswich on Friday, which is very close to where the case is, and he can fit the case on, so hopefully it should be making arrival Friday evening or Saturday morning, depending on how things pan out. I think I've got a meeting, well, I'm doing a talk for some farmers in Yorkshire on Friday evening, so I might miss it arriving, but the lads will get a video. But if not, you'll definitely see it on Saturday, hopefully in the yard. Getting loads of people messaging me about how they attach the lights to the tractors for the tractor run. Now, I'm not an expert, but last year we got a lot of these. They're like little sticky pad hooks. That's what we use for inside the wheels, with battery powered lights, so LED lights, bit of sticky back plastic, and then we cable tied it to the hubs of the wheels, and that's how we lit the wheels up. The other option is, if you're not going to use battery powered lights, which you couldn't put this inside the wheel, this is just for the bonnets and stuff, is little inverters go in the cigarette lighter on the tractor. That gives you 240 volt but only 150 watts. Well, most lights don't use many watts at all, so then you can then run 240 lights that come with a 240 plug then to light up the rest of your tractor. So you can either buy loads of battery powered ones or buy one of them, plug a 4 plug into it, and then use loads of normal what you'd use outdoor Christmas lights for your house. That's the 2 ways. You can also get things a little bit like this that are magnetic, and you thread a cable tie through them. So we had them on as well. They were quite good on the fast track because the bonnet was metal. Be warned though, these, once you put them on, they do take a little bit of getting off. We found the best way to take them off is trade the fast track in for a new one. So no, seriously, if you're going to put them on, you might be better just putting your finger on the sticky back first, so it loses a bit of its stickiness, and then sticking them on the bonnet, because they stick really well. No birthday bumper today because it's gone too dark outside, as you can see. So you've got a birthday board today. So happy birthday to Michael, John, Johnny, Hind. He's got 8 kids. They're all wishing him happy birthday. So you really needed TV. Nicky Wood, and then the youngest viewer ever, probably Blake, who was only 2 days old. So I think he was born on Saturday. Would that have been the 12th Saturday? I can't remember, I lost track. I forgot even what day it is today. Anyway, who's the oldest viewer? So I don't really want to put your age in, because I know YouTube says there's plenty of people watching over 70, but I don't know how reliable that is, whether it's just the watching on somebody else's account. But no, it'd be really interested if you all put your age in, because we can just see whether the analytics are correct. Also, we're trying to work on this map thing, trying to get it interactive, where you can go on and say where you're watching from, and then we can get this, like, all these little pins in a map. I might get a few more people watching from Germany now as well, because someone sent me an article today on Instagram of the Farmers Weekly article has been translated into German and put in a German magazine, so that was quite interesting. So hopefully the Germans can all speak English, and if you're watching from Germany, hello, you've obviously understood what I've said. And they're now watching, so that's brilliant. So anyway, that's probably about it for me rambling today. Hopefully it's dry tomorrow and we can get spraying. It didn't actually rain today, even though it said it was going to rain, so I didn't fill the tank just in case. Anyway, tomorrow's supposed to be really nice and still and dry all week, so fingers crossed. I'll see you tomorrow.